Okay.
That was my thing. All right, that's into a Demm report.
Well, there's the two guys named Chris follow-up. You may not remember their names, but earlier this year, we talked for a couple of days, and even with our attorney, Lisa Lanier, about the story of a high school student from Massachusetts who'd been accused of using artificial intelligence to complete one of his assignments.
Mm-hmm.
The boy was taking AP history, but used an AI platform called Grammarly.com. I've heard of it. I've never used it.
Yep, me too.
The boy used Grammarly to complete his work.
Mm-hmm.
The history teacher said, "This is not your work," and docked him a grade. The boy received a C+, and the boy received a detention.
And the parents said that would affect his college eligibility?
Exactly. The parents, Jennifer and Dale Harris, we know their names because they have gone to court, have reacted with great vengeance and furious anger. They said, "You're keeping our boy from Stanford."
That's right.
From Cal, from MIT.
Doesn't it seem strange that one suspension like that or one would keep you out of all those schools?
That's what the schools will tell you, though. I mean, your high school teachers tell you that, right?
Yeah. Is it?
I mean, you don't want a detention.
No.
Is it because that getting into those type of schools so competitive that will make
one
a difference?
black mark?
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe so. But remember, our attorney Lisa Lanier says they're going to lose. The parents were seen as meddlesome, and it wasn't the case. You know, what they were claiming wasn't true.
They were doing what they could, of course, to advance their son. They claimed their son had broken no rules because, and this is such a Chris Kelly argument, schools' policies have not kept up with the times and did not specifically say you cannot use artificial intelligence.
That's right.
However, last week, a federal judge ruled in favor of the school system. The judge, Paul Levinson, said there is plenty of evidence that shows the boy and one of his buddies, who did not go to the courts, did not use the AI to look up resources or to get topics. They indiscriminately copied and pasted text.
You know they did.
From Grammarly.
I mean,
of course did.
That's what they did.
Why else would you do it?
Right.
And the judge also said the school was perfectly within its rights to discipline the child with the detention and the lowered grade, because during the first week of classes, and our attorney Lisa Lanier said this,
she's right on the money.
All students and parents were given detailed instructions about AI and the rules about it. AI, the academic integrity, the other AI.
Yeah, exactly. You know that they're going to that's exactly what they use, and she was right. Lisa Lanier got that exactly right. There's two other school stories today. A teacher has been fired, elementary school. They didn't say what grade though, for accidentally on one of the students' birthdays. She gave them all some treats from her home, and she accidentally brought in her dog treats instead of.
God.
They look like little cupcakes or whatever. Now, we buy our dog some treats that do look like if you just quickly grabbed them, you might accidentally eat them.
If you go to nice pet stores, they do look a lot like human food.
So she brought in what she thought were human treats because she knew one of the kids was having a birthday, and it turned out that they were dog treats. The kids said they tasted terrible, and one kid had a stomach ache. There were 8 of them that wound up eating it before she realized, oh, my God, for my dogs.
It says bacon strips on the side. What if she gave everybody human treats except one? Or like the birthday boy or birthday girl.
Wow, wouldn't that have been something? This was in Mississippi, and they fired her for that. I don't know. You think she deserved a firing? It seems like an honest mistake, but... they said, well, the parents really raised a stink about it.
Yeah.
As you can imagine, my kid came home with a stomach ache because of this. Now, another, this is school related.
It's pretty careless.
I agree. That was careless.
I mean, we don't keep our human treats next to our animal treats.
Right. It's like when people accidentally give out weed candy on Halloween. You know, we've heard of that happening before.
We do.
What's your stance on that? You think that's never intentional because... You'd never give out weed candy on Halloween to kids intentionally because it costs more money.
No, that's never intentional. But you got to know where that stuff is. It's like, I know this is dramatic. It's like having a gun in the house.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you got kids around, you need to know where that stuff is and lock it up.
Where your weed brownies are?
Yeah.
Right. You got to know. Remember Friday, I said that I was hoping to go home and have a little of my Serenity Lane.
Yeah.
Which is a little edible and... Get the wife a couple of glasses of wine.
Oh, yeah, and
turn
out the lights.
But
light a candle, yeah.
My daughter got grounded, so she was home, sitting right between us, watching true crime. So what's the point? You know, here I am nodding off on the couch.
Can't remember why she was grounded?
Hell, I can't either. Something, what did she do? Oh, 3 missing assignments.
That's a big one.
Yep. So she had 3 minutes. She tried to explain it away, but my wife said, absolutely not. So she went upstairs, and I said, perhaps I could get an edible or two. And she goes, you think I'm in the mood now after this? There's no way. There's no way that's happening.
Did you ever have a detention in high school?
No.
I never had detention. That's pretty square.
We had, me too.
Like
we had
you.
in-school suspension and out-of-school, and I never got either one of those.
No.
There's a, this is also about school.
You ever get detention, BB Shea?
I got detention a couple times, never like in school suspension though.
What do you mean? They'd send you home?
It was like after school.
Oh, I
Yeah, stay an extra
I got
hour.
to stay like an extra hour after school.
I did have to do that once,
Yeah.
I think.
Really?
Well, comb fight.
That's detention.
Well, I mean, but I got paddled. I got paddled for comb fight. You know comb fight?
Home fight, no.
Comb fight 83.
Oh man.
I wish there was video of this. I'll tell you that right now. 6th grade, 1983. Ms. Benson, okay? It was school picture day, so we all got a comb, okay?
Get the lice out your hair.
You know, school picture day, you get a comb?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I never got a comb. But
We never got combs.
No.
They gave us free combs to get the lice out of our hair.
From the county.
That's right. They sprayed us with that delousing stuff. Then we got our
Everybody's eyes were bloodshot in the
That's
pictures.
right. Well, at the end of the day, what happened in our school was people who rode the bus got called. Bus 139, bus 141, and they'd start to empty out. Well, I walked home from school. So by the end, the last people to be released were those to their parents picking them up or those that walked home. So there were about 10 of us left in the class, and we hadn't been called yet. The teacher, Ms. Benson, may she rest, said, I got to run across the hall, such and such, be good, whatever. So she leaves the room. Well, at that time, my friend Derek Smith, who I was good friends with, started thumping other people with his phone. He would flick it at them, and comb, and he would thump it on them. So at one point, a couple of kids doing it. Well, I said, I'm gonna tell, don't do this. I was very straight and narrow.
You guys.
Yeah. So Derek goes, everybody gang up on Chris. Okay. So everybody, the other 7 or 8 students, came to my desk and started
Flick.
So I pulled out my comb and in self-defense only was thumping, only in self-defense. Well, Miss Benson walks back into the room and she goes, everybody involved, get up here for a paddling. And I was just like, so I said, they attacked me. And they did. They had attacked me. But Susan Scott said, well, here's who involved. And she pointed to everybody in the room. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Just the boys now.
That's right. And we went to the front of the room and she got Snoopy down and she paddled us right in the backside. It was very, very upsetting. And it hurt. I mean, it really hurts. That's the worst I ever was.
Susan.
Oh, Susan.
Ruined it for everybody.
Yeah, she was. That's
I
right.
love that your argument is that you weren't fighting, even though you were swinging at everybody.
What am I supposed to do? When you're attacked, you have to fight back.
Well, you're still at war. I mean, even if the other guy fights first.
But if you're attacked, it's like, my God. Otherwise, I was just going to be thumped and have welts all over me. And I said to Miss Benson, I beg you. Even as she was ready to swing.
I was trying to tattle.
I said, Miss Benson, I beg of you. If you had I wish there was video of that. Well, forever, Derek Smith, he's many, many years later at our 10-year high school reunion, he said, let me buy you a beer for Comb Fight 83. I said, all right. So we buried that. He goes, but you can never mention Comb Fight 83 on your radio show again. Now I've broken that rule, so I probably owe him a beer. Castle Rock, Clear Sky Elementary School, Castle Rock, Colorado, a bus driver has been fired because as the bus driver was taking 40 children all around age 10, 11, 12 home from school, he got overwhelmed and confused and finally said, get off my bus. In the middle of nowhere.
Panic attack.
Panic attack. Nowhere near the school. Here's a 10-year-old.
We got on a bus and there was a substitute and he wouldn't let us leave the school until we stopped talking. And he was skipping all the kids' stops. And we felt like when he was driving and missing our stops, like we were getting kidnapped. He stopped right here at this intersection and he said, everybody get off my bus. And then everybody was like stressing, like crying. And we forgot our jackets on the bus. Me and my little sister, we live like 2 miles away from here. We had like no idea what to do.
Ouch.
It's a very well-spoken young
I
child.
thought so
I was
too.
thinking the same thing.
I thought so too. Afterwards, the bus driver was asked by the reporter.
Substitute bus driver.
That's right. Are you at fault here?
I asked him if he felt like he did his job, keeping the kids safe.
Oh,
I don't. I didn't think about the fact that I had kids who got off the bus and this wasn't their stop. Yeah. I was just stunned.
He was overwhelmed by the situation.
Mm-hmm.
He said they were talking and stuff, and he tried to get him to be quiet. And finally, she's like, I can't take you anymore.
Everybody out.
Get off the bus. Like, where? So strangers stopped and said, can I call your parents? And so they were able to call the parents of the kids. And the parents were beyond upset.
Yeah.
As you can imagine. They were pretty
You know,
upset.
normally, I mean, I guess it's substitute. You hear these things happen at the beginning of the school year, but this was a substitute driver.
That's right. That's right.
I'm sure they have staffing shortages.
That's the thing. So he will never be allowed to drive a school bus again. And he said, this is on me.
No, I just would like to apologize. I'm sorry. I wish I'd done better.
Here's to the bus driver.
Exactly. Thank you.
Bus driver man.
A real American hero right there. But unfortunately, he's not going to be in that
not
position.
cut out for the job.
It was about 5 o'clock.
That could have gone really bad.
Yeah, he's on the side of a road, and it was getting dark, and it was cold, and it's in Colorado. It's like 45 degrees, and all the students are like, "We're freezing, and we don't know where we are." And so some stranger said, "Well, let me drive you home, or let me call your parents." But you don't know who's stopping, of course. Yeah. So the bus driver said, "Okay, it's on me. Yeah, I'd handle it." He goes, "I'll handle it different next time." And the administration said,
"Oh no,
it won't be next time."